The WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code NBA SGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice, no guy. It's me, really real, villain real, Terrell, Furman Jr. here at your service. Oh, Scott. I mean, we had the ups, we had the downs. A lock hit, of course, for sure. We had the craziness of, I think it's hilarious. Everything that's just like, Indiana is a dumpster fire. And it reminds me that it doesn't matter if you have like great players or anything. If your organization is a dumpster fire, you're just a dumpster fire. And it's clear Indiana is still a dumpster fire organization that just got gifted, one of the best players to play the game. But I still have no idea what they're doing as a team. Oh, my gosh. The Aaliyah Boston play didn't go because Caitlin Clark wasn't playing and nobody could get her the ball. And under Valkyrie's Liberty Cash, it looked bad in the first quarter.
They're like 60 points in the first quarter, and it's still
it looked horrible in the first quarter, Scott. And it still went under. Oh, man, I love that Valkyries team. Scott Studio, Reichel. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beam me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, Caitlin being out ruined my Boston play, and I took a swing there with the Valkyries money line. Shame, they had a chance. They led in the fourth quarter at one point, but either way, it was 4-1. I took a shot at it, didn't work out, but they covered. That was never in doubt. So if you ended up going with the safer option, you cashed, but I went for glory at 4-1. Didn't work out, but the Valkyries, they gave it all they had. All I could ask for. It was a good game. Fell short. Martin tried to carry us, and unfortunately, it fell apart late, but they did their best. I got nothing else to add.
Oh, man.
They really, really tried.
And I mean, it was very, very close. A really good game. By the way, shout out to the Mystics last night.
Yeah.
Looking for revenge. On the road in Vegas, they don't blow the game this time. They tried. They did try. But they don't blow the game this time. They handle business. And Scott, shout out to the Mystics, who are, I believe, 4-7 with Shakira Austin coming off the bench, and then 4-1 with Shakira Austin in the starting lineup the past 5 games, with the back-to-back wins against the Lynx and the Aces. Sydney Johnson's got something going over there. All right. Yeah, man, Indiana. Back to Indiana. So the little tweak that happened at the end of the Storm game meant a lot more than it meets the eye. And now she has another, what is it, like soft tissue injury here in that left leg?
And they suck when she doesn't play. So that's not a good sign.
The street says she's ducking Paige.
I don't think anybody wants to duck that Wings defense. Tell you that much. Those are some free stats if you want to play that game. So I don't buy that.
Nah, that wasn't the case.
No,
that was not the case there. Maybe it was because she's seen how that Wings defense looked the last time out. They held the Dream to their worst shooting performance in the WNBA since 2010. So
yes.
Maybe she saw that game and was like, nah, I don't want nothing to do with them now. All right, man. We got 5 game slate here and a lot to get through. So we're about to just go ahead and dive right in. But first, I got to make sure everybody goes and checks out the NASCAR in-season tournament that we are running a free contest for. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NASCAR contest for your chance to win a $200 gift card, and make sure to subscribe to the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. All right. Let's see here. Am I late? No, Brian. We're actually
right.
early. Yeah, we are actually early. 7:30 p.m. on the East Coast. We got 5 games to get through, Scott. Let's go ahead and start here. Minnesota Lynx on the road going to play the Atlanta Dream. Dreamer laying 1.5. 156.5 is the total. Injury report for these two teams. And I have here for the Minnesota Lynx, of course, Nafisa Collier is a questionable. We will see what she looks like over the course of the day. She did participate in shoot around against the Mystics, Scott. She didn't end up playing, of course. And for the Dream, it looks like nothing to report here. So, with that being said, we're still not 100% certain. It looks kind of good for Fee. I think that she's had a little bit extra time, but we're not 100% certain she's playing.
To mention it, by the way, the Lynx were favored overnight. That line did flip, and now the Dream are favored in this game. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, according to some actual markets, it seems like Fee is, in my opinion, unlikely to play, but we'll see. The books might just be hedging their bets by dropping the line just in case, but I did see Minnesota was 1.5 last night, and now the Dream are 1.5. So there has been some line movement.
But the thing that really kind of gets me about this is that I think the Dream, despite them in that horrible game against the Wings last time, oh my gosh, Scott, can you believe I took the Dream team total over against the Wings? And
I mean, I can believe it. I just don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of performance they put on.
Are the Dream a closeted psycho team? Because they might be, and I can't tell if that's actually the case or not. Because I feel like we've been trying to get a nice opinion on the Dream, but every time we think they're going to do this, they do the opposite. Are they potentially a psycho team? They might be talented, but I'm wondering, because I feel like I haven't had a good read on this team for a few weeks.
Potentially. I think they're not what they were last year at any point with Tanisha Wright, where a lot of the time it felt like they were 500, slightly above 500, and they were decent, but they were never good enough to be a top 4 team. This clearly feels like a team that's good enough to be a top 4 team. They play really good defense, and the scoring is really solid, 82 points per game in the last 5 games. And that's with a down 55-point effort against the Dallas Wings.
Is it a matter of playing down the competition, though? They had a war against the Mystics where they blew a massive lead. They no-showed the game against the Wings. Do they just play down the competition? Is it that simple?
I feel like we talked about it earlier, and I mentioned it feels like they do. It feels like they do. They have their moments where they get up. The Chicago game was ugly for majority of the game. It's just Chicago has nothing for you in the fourth quarter, and they were able to take over at that point. But it was an ugly game for 3 quarters against Chicago. So yeah, maybe they do. I really think they do. They haven't covered their last 3 games, and so I could understand why the Dream are laying 1.5 here, with the question mark if he is going to play. And they just going to get up for this spot with, Minnesota Lynx, not defending champions, but just coming off of a finals opportunity where I think that this Dream defense really gets up, really forces this team into some bad shots. They made a lot of turnovers in that game against the Minnesota Lynx. Courtney Williams couldn't hit a shot. Caleb McBride couldn't hit a shot. They really were missing Fee. So, if there's no Fee in this game and they just end up ruling her out again and saying, hey, it's precautionary, we're going to give her some more time, then it's 100% Dream here for me. However, I still am considering Dream, even if she does play.
I think if Collier plays, I'll take the Lynx, but if she doesn't play, I'll take the Dream. It's as simple as that for me. I got to wait it out.
No, I respect that. Total here is 156.5. I do like the under. Both of these two teams are really solid defensive teams. And despite the horrible shooting day that the Atlanta Dream had, they still held the the Dallas Wings to 68 points in that game. And so I know that they can hit a mode. They had kind of fell off defensively for the past couple of games, but they were able to lock in. I think this is still a really good defensive group that can slow the game down and play out of the half court. We're not going to see a bunch of possessions. I don't think that they run the score up here, especially if Fee doesn't play. I don't think that there's going to be a lot of points scored here. So I am looking towards the under 73.6 points per game last 5 for the Lynx, 76.2 for the Dream, opponents points per game. Yeah, I like the under here, Scott.
Yeah, I'm with you on the under. I do think the Lynx defensively can still perform pretty well even if Collier's out. Of course, not as good, but still. The Dream offensively been up and down. Defensively, they've been up and down too, but assuming Collier might miss this game, the offense for Minnesota should look worse, or if she's compromised, it should look worse. Couple ways to get there. I'll go under with you.
All right. Player props.
Assuming Collier's out, do you want to go to Alana Smith?
I don't think that. I don't know if I'm chasing points with Alana Smith today.
Okay.
Just because I saw the game where she had 26 and I was in person. And I promise you, like, she got off to such a hot start in that game. And I was sitting there and I'm like, I looked up at the score. I'm like, how did she get this many points? It wasn't like she was doing anything. Like, she wasn't deep frying anybody, to be honest. She was literally just playing basketball. She just constantly was cutting to the basket and they kept finding her. And then she would be wide open for 3 sometimes and she'll knock down an open 3. But it wasn't like Alana Smith was doing anything offensively that was just had the Mystics going. It was just like she just happened to be in the right place, right time. And it just happened multiple times over the course of the game. So from how I felt watching it, I don't think I'm chasing Alana Smith.
Just wanted to ask because I know that she obviously had the well-known monster game.
Yeah, no, she went crazy, and I swear I was sitting there as I was like, "Gosh, she has 26. Are you serious?" Like, and I guess it was only really not noticeable because nobody. Well, it was noticeable because nobody else was doing anything over the course of the game. Caleb McBride couldn't hit a 3. Courtney Williams tried that pull up. Jump shot all game, didn't hit. Courtney Williams RA is at 9.5 now. That's interesting.
Is that interesting for an over at this point because it feels like a good buy low?
Yeah. She'll sneak 5 rebounds out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Maybe even more sometimes, really help you out there. Who had the good game last time between Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard?
Well, they lost to the Wings and had one of the worst field goal percentages of all time, so it might be neither in that case.
Yeah. So you're shooting 50-50 with who you want to take there.
Pretty much.
They had a couple of days off, though, so I like that spot for them, the fact that they had a couple of days off after playing that game. Yep. Ryan had 23 last game, so Alicia Gray.
It's your turn.
Yep. This is the only way I know how to bet them. Like, I can't figure them out any other way other than just fading the one that had the good day last time and taking the other. So, Alicia Gray, over 17.5. She's due for a 20-point game, too.
Yeah.
Not really interested in Bree Jones. Well, I guess I could kind of talk myself back into Bree Jones, honestly.
I wanted to fade Griner. I was looking at Griner under 13.5 PR. She's been a mess. She's had less than 14 PR in 6 of the last 7 games. So it feels like the offense is kind of pivoting away from her a bit. And pretty much, the point is she might not be healthy. That would explain why her numbers have been quite underwhelming lately. So I'm just going to go with the Griner fade.
Oh, my.
What?
My computer is moving. Why is my computer moving? Whoa.
I think your connection's breaking. So.
Can you hear me?
You're like half breaking in and out.
Whoa. Yeah. I'm trying to. Oh, wait. I'm trying to rectify that. All right. How about now? Are we back?
I think it's better. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Let's reset some of this stuff. Okay. All right. There we go. I think we should be good. All right. I sound good. I'm good. I'm back. Hello?
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you're good.
Hello. All right. Yeah, that's it for me in this one.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, before we get to the next game of the slate, we got to talk about mybookie.ag, your place to bet every single sport, including the MLB, WNBA, golf, and of course your NFL football futures. MyBookie accepts a ton of customers from a whole bunch of different locations, so easy deposit and get lightning fast payouts using cryptocurrency. Head over to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by the Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway. Circle Resort and Casino is giving away a crazy fantasy football experience where a 12-team league can draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for their stay. You'll get a limo ride from the airport, a $5,000 tab at Stadium Swim, and a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. You can always get 15% off at all the Circle properties with promo code SGP15. Last chance to enter. Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. Next game on the docket, still in the 7:30 slot here, Scott. Indiana Fever on the road going to play the Dallas Wings. Wings are catching 2.5 at home. I saw it at 3.5 last night, Scott. 168.5 is the total. I think I saw it at 167.5 last night.
We're assuming Caitlin's not playing, right?
She is not playing.
Okay.
Feel very confident in saying she's not playing. So,
Wings had one good defensive game. Could just be
I was about to say, was it a good defensive game or could the Dream not hit
the Dream just bricked every shot, so that's also a factor. But we just saw the Fever lose to the Sparks. They're on a back-to-back without their best player.
Yeah.
So, and there's some travel involved.
Yeah.
I got to go Dallas. As much as I dislike Dallas as a team, it really is a great scheduling spot for them here. They've had a couple days off. Fever played yesterday. They couldn't throw an entry pass to Boston yesterday. I just have to go with the once again, the Wings are bad, but the Fever without Caitlin are also pretty bad. I got to go with the dog here. Give me the Wings plus money. I don't feel great about it, but I can't ignore the spot.
I hate the Fever for making me take the Wings.
Yeah.
Really, really do. When was the last time we said Wings?
It's been a while.
Wait.
I know I took them against the Sun, and I believe they did not cover that game. But I think that was the last time I took them.
Jesus Christ. When is the last time I took the Wings? Yeah, it had to be like the Sun. It had to be like the Sun or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be like one of those games. All right. I mean, hopefully they figured it out defensively, and because Indiana's offense is horrible on the road, and now they're on the second leg of a back-to-back. And I really want to take Indiana team total under, but it's the Wings. Opponent's team total is still 3-1 in their last 4 games. Ugh. Yeah, we're gonna take the Wings. I can't lay points here. This is Ari is back, so I don't want to say it's a glorified toilet bowl, but like I'm
this
very
team
concerned.
though without Caitlin, they're bad. Like they're a bad team without Caitlin.
That offense, man.
It's rough. They can't throw an entry pass.
Yeah. Like they all right. Wings plus 2.5. Just go ahead and put that in, and the Wings probably could give them some damage on the boards too.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, all right. So Page is going off. That is happening. I haven't bet Page points a lot, honestly. That is absolutely happening here.
I still like the Page RA. I'm not going to get cute with it.
Yep.
Whether Caitlin's there or not, I think Page has a good game. So give me the Page RA.
I think Aaliyah Boston could rebound, but others, I don't really know. I think Dallas is going to be rather controlling on the boards there. Let's see. Anything else?
Point is, it's pretty tough for the Fever to actually find a script to win if we're picking the Wings to actually dominate the boards, because the offense isn't good anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a couple ways that the Wings can be.
Like it's got to be. I think they really need a huge game from Aaliyah Boston, but like they're just they're unable to get her the ball consistently enough to make me feel comfortable to bet the points prop again.
Yeah.
Because this should really be like honestly, truly, if it doesn't even have to be Caitlin Clark. If there's any level of solid guard play, Aaliyah Boston should have a 20-10 game here.
I can't stand Aaliyah Boston. I've been wrong about her entire career when it comes to props. I've been right all year.
I figured it out. And shout out to Underdog they pointed it out. I think they pointed it out after I quoted their tweets, and they were like, oh, really? Let's go look into this. But you have to have good guard play to get her the ball, because she can't. It's different with bigs, man. Like, she's got to be able to get position, establish herself inside of the post, and then let her go to work. But she can't do all of that when she gets and finally gets establishment in the post, that nobody is able to give the ball and swing the other direction.
Yeah, I wouldn't have taken the prop if Caitlin was once again knowingly out when we talked about the last game.
But. Oh yeah, no, because look at the numbers. 9 games with Caitlin Clark this season. Shout out to Underdog, by the way. 9 games with Caitlin Clark this season. 18.6 points per game. 10.3 rebounds per game. Without Caitlin Clark, she's at 11 points per game, 4.4 rebounds per game. Like, it's really hard. And it's none of the talent of Aaliyah Boston. It's all about the scheme, and that Caitlin Clark is the only person that actually able to get her the ball and allow her to play with the pick and roll. And she was killing Ezzy on the pick and roll against the Storm. Like, oh my gosh, it's just really frustrating, because I know Aaliyah Boston's a great player, but like, they just don't have any backup guards that can actually run the offense. Sydney Colson is just out there looking like a deer in headlights offensively at times. Ari McDonald is only looking at the basket. She's not looking at anybody else. They're not running any 2-man game with Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston. I think that would actually be a really smart way to go. But Stephanie White is just so elementary with her offense at times that it's just like, oh, if you don't have Caitlin Clark, you're not going to run good sets. And so I can't trust Aaliyah Boston to do anything. I would consider a PR under or lower here. Like, I really would, because they can't get her the ball. But this is easily a 20-10 game if they have any type of guard play that can consistently give her the ball, play pick and roll with her. Like, she has a matchup here, and that's the crazy part. She has a matchup here where she should be dominant. They don't have anybody with the size and strength that can stop her. But the Fever don't have anybody to get her the ball. So it's very frustrating. With that, I say all that to say, give me Kelsey Mitchell over on points, because that's the only thing offensively that I think is going to go right here.
Yeah, I see some people asking about Natasha Howard. It is technically a revenge game for her in this matchup. I don't really have a strong opinion about Natasha Howard, but I'm wondering if you do. Because I don't.
No, I mean, Flash can go out and have a good game anytime, so I'm fine backing Natasha Howard with the revenge game. I mean, the thing about Natasha Howard and the difference between her and Aaliyah Boston is Aaliyah Boston, more establishment in the post, depends on the guards to get her going, but Natasha Howard can face up and just drive at you and go at you and be able to score, and it's probably why her numbers look pretty solid the last few games without Caitlin Clark in the lineup, because she can just go to work. So yeah, Natasha Howard, I wouldn't mind a play on Natasha Howard, honestly.
Is there anybody else on the Wings you're interested in besides Paige?
Nope.
Same here. Just asking.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not one. All right. Let's see. Next game up here. Hold on. At 10 o'clock? We're jumping to 10 o'clock here?
Yeah.
Phoenix Mercury. Oh, this line is flipped.
Yep.
At home, going up against the New York Liberty. Mercury are laying 1.5. 167.5 is the total. Still no Giacomo Jones in the lineup here. You've got no Leonie Fibic still playing overseas. And then for the Mercury, nothing. They're full strength, ready to go. Well, Scott, Well. I've already bet the Mercury. Whoa.
Yeah, you already bet the Mercury.
I did.
I'm with you on that, but I'm just wondering if there's anything else you want to add here, because I think the Liberty, despite beating the Valkyries, still have problems with their injuries. Ionescu wasn't very good, had a big steal towards the end, had some free throws, but that team is trying to find ways to win, but they're not nearly as good without John Quell. So,
it's too short-handed.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. Looking at the last 5 games, Scott and Liberty are giving up 87.8 points per game. That's 12th in the WNBA. Does that even sound right?
I can understand it. I mean, watching them play, it definitely appears that way, doesn't it?
Oh, dude, it feels like they're giving up a ton of points, like every single game. And they haven't looked good in any of the games. They are 0-4. No, I'm sorry, 0-5 ATS in the last 5 games. Haven't been able to figure things out. Mercury, however, are shooting the best in the WNBA right now. Last 5 games, 89.6 points per game. 78.4 defensively. They're really good. They're really, really good. And the issue here for the Liberty is always what it is with every single team. The Liberty can't rebound, and they can't stop you from rebounding. They're 9th in offensive rebound percentage allowed, and then you've got the second best offensive rebounding team in the league right now in the Phoenix Mercury. So I think they're gonna lose the battle on the boards. So that's where the Liberty are already behind, because at least when they were full strength, they could lose on the boards and still win the game. They're going to lose on the boards, which in turn is going to give extra possessions. I think the Mercury are going to run the score up here. And honestly, like, this could be an ugly game for the Liberty. It really could.
Mm. And of course, it's in Phoenix, so we know how crazy that environment is.
Yeah. Yeah, the Liberty are cooked right now. So Phoenix laying 1.5. What wait, you're in agreement, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Sure. All right. Total sitting there at 167.5. I mean, for sure, I like Phoenix team total over. I think we're 50-50 I think we're 50-50 if the Liberty do their part of the total. But I feel good about Phoenix going over their team total. 87 points per game in the last 5. It's ridiculous. Total is at 84.5 for the Phoenix Mercury. I just think they're going to constantly get extra possessions. That's going to be the theme here. Missed shot. Liberty play good defense at first. Missed shot. Offensive rebound. 3 goes up in, and they're like, oh, man. We played good defense at first, but we didn't get the rebound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're cooked. What you like here on the total?
For the total, it really comes down to if I think the Liberty are going to score enough to contribute for this. I'm assuming they will. I'll go, I guess, over, but I don't feel good about it by any means. I prefer the team total for Phoenix.
Yeah.
Maybe the team total under for the Liberty could be intriguing too, but I think I'll go team total under on the Liberty, because Ionescu's playing through an injury. John Quell's out. The offense hasn't really looked that great. I do think the Liberty team total under could be appealing with the Ionescu injury, because she did not look good against the Valkyries for a decent portion of that game.
I would fade them.
Yeah.
I'd take the under if I had to pick the full game total. I just don't think the Liberty are going to be able to score here today. I think this is going to be an inconsistent day here. All right. Play props.
I saw somebody mentioning Cloud under PR. I got to agree with you. Has gone under in 9 straight. It's at 11.5. I can't really, once again, it's at 12.5 actually on FanDuel. She's at a less than 13 PR in 11 straight games. So I can't really go against you there. I'll go with the under on Cloud PR.
I'm not playing that just because she's back here.
Yeah, I get it.
In Phoenix. I don't want to play with that. in case she gets up here for a little revenge game action on the road. Let's see. Alyssa Thomas, where are you at? What is your PRA? 29.5. They're still not putting you at 30 AT? What? All right. AT over 29.5 PRA. Add that to the card. Satu rebounds going on the card. Probably a points and rebounds maybe for Satu here. And then Stewie just to carry again.
Yeah.
Give me Stewie PRA. I take the PRA, Scott, just because she's been a lot better with the assists now. And so just in case. But she's been over 31.5 PRA her last 4 straight games, which would coincide with Jockwell Jones and Phoebich being out.
Yeah.
So another big game here for Stewie, over 31.5 PRA. This was the same line it was at last game, and she had 36. So
they need her to carry. They don't really have a choice. Once again, I see people mentioning the Cloud revenge angle, and I get behind that in theory, but her points are at 9.5, and she has scored less than 9 points in 12 straight. So she's going to have to really pick it up in a revenge game. It has to be a really, really meaningful revenge game for her because she's been pretty bad lately. So that's why I feel like the line is still too high, even with the revenge angle boost in theory. That's kind of my logic for it.
Yeah, like it. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Do I want any? What is Kalia Copper? I haven't seen a line on Kalia Copper.
I see 15.5 points.
15.5? Really?
Yeah. Threes are at 1.5. She has had at least 2 3-pointers in 4 of the last 5. And the Liberty are allowing the 3rd most threes per game in the entire league.
Kalia Copper 3-pointers is not something that I mean, maybe it's different now, but I've never wanted to play with that in the past.
Yeah, I'm just throwing out, once again, stuff for Copper.
I would be interested in it. I haven't gotten there yet, but if you told me at the end of the day that I was playing Kalia Copper over 15.5 points, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'll actually throw out another prop. Give me 18 rebounds. I'll take the over 6.5 at minus 130.
What? Just 6.5?
It's minus 130, but I still like it. She only had 3 last game against Chicago. They were up by 90 points. That's fine. I had 15 against the Liberty when they faced off about a week and a half ago. And she has had at least 8 rebounds in 4 of her last 5 games against the Liberty. Not a good rebounding team. They are actually allowing the 2nd most rebounds per game. AT could have a double-double in this game. It's only plus 105, but they're pricing it because of the assists. The rebounds are pretty appealing in this one at 6.5. I'll go with the over at minus 130.
All right. I think that's it here. All right, before we get to the next game, it's like, got to talk to you about Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you head over there to Underdog Fantasy. Best Ball Mania is here, so you can go all summer long drafting, having a chance to win $15 million in prizes. Me and Scott, well, you all are playing for second place because me and Scott are having a joint team and we're going to win the $2 million. But you all can play for second place and still get a piece of the rest of the $13 million of prizes up for grabs. So make sure you head over there to Underdog Fantasy. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. The best ball is the best way to play fantasy football. You draft your team and go. I did place in one of the best ball tournaments, Scott.
Good.
I think I won like $40.
Nice.
But
that counts.
It's a lot of people. Yeah, it's a lot of people that don't win anything.
That counts. It's like min cashing a DFS entry. It's a win.
And I think it was like a $25 entry, and I got $40 in. So, like, I won something. I don't know what odds that would be, but I won. So we'll also do an underdog pick 'em lineup at the end of the show.
That used to be like $15 on the dollar meal, but they got rid of the dollar menu, but they got rid of the actual dollar menu basically. So now it's only like 5 items instead of 15. So
oh my gosh,
it's unfortunate, inflation.
NBA SGPN, claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code NBA SGPN. Scott, dollar menu.
It used to be, not anymore. but used to be 15
Power
items.
trends. You can get power trends over there at Rhythm. AI detected patterns where Rhythm's models consistently won. It has a high ROI. Power trends are updated daily, exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data back bets. Download the Rhythm app. Check out power trends and start betting smarter. Get your 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. It's like the value. It went from the dollar menu to the value menu.
Yep.
That's where they messed things up. They said, "Nah, we're going to call it the value menu."
Except it wasn't a value because it was $1. You just increased the prices. That's not a value. That's a negative EV play.
That's negative. The dollar menu turned into a negative EV play.
Listen, I understand that you want to get discounted food. I'm not paying juice on fries. That's just not going to happen. That's just not going to happen for me.
How much is hey, remember they had, what was it? You could get 2 apple pies.
Yeah.
Was it 2 or 3? No, it was 2 apple pies for $1.
Yeah.
Now it's 1 for like $1.59, $1.69, something.
There was
like
no
that.
value. You sabotaged the pie market, so that's just a bad deal.
Connecticut Sun on the road going to play the Seattle Storm here. Seattle Storm were laying 19.5. 156 is the total. Still no Marina Mabry in this game. I mean, there's got to be another out here for Connecticut that.
I'm assuming Mabry's still out though, because obviously
no, Mabry is clearly out. But
yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. So like they can't score. We saw that last game.
Shout out to the Valkyries, by the way. Let's see. Yeah, it's just Mabry, and then
I was going to read off though. They've played 2 games this season without Mabry. They've scored less than 64 points in both games.
Both? Oh.
They can't score. Last 2 games, they've scored a combined 122. In 80 minutes, they've scored 122 points.
Yikes. All right, well,
they can't score.
Lexi Brown's out. Doesn't really do anything, but she's still out. Yeah, but 19.5 next to Seattle Storm's name doesn't.
I get it. I mean, I don't know how many points the Storm need to score to cover this, but the Sun might not get to 65. Do I like the under blindly? Just picking the Sun to sabotage the entire total by themselves? Storm go up, they coast, take a nap, go from there. It's like what the Aces did last game.
Yeah, but the team total's at 67.5 now.
I know. The point is they can't even get to 65. That's the problem that they're at. For the record, by the way, they're going to lose every game that Mabry's out for. I know Mabry's a polarizing player because the volume is there and the efficiency is not always there. This team cannot put the ball in the basket. They might not win a game with Mabry being out. So I might just keep fading him at this point. But it's a lot of points. I get it. But what, do you want to go Storm first half instead and just pick them to bury him early? First quarter?
But like, what if the first half is the part where the Sun get up and then they completely no-show the second half?
It could be. Like, once again, it's a difficult spot when you're looking at this much of an actual price to lay or number to lay. But the Storm are that much better than this team. And the Sun we saw get killed by the Aces. The Aces can't guard anybody, and they scored less than 60 points against this team. I can't really ignore that. 59 against the Aces is a joke. I think I'll go Storm, but I don't feel great about it, but it's Storm or pass for me.
Scott. That line is horrible.
Yeah, it's understandably horrible, but it's something I can't be a fan of.
Who's got the chalk?
I don't feel good about that.
I don't either. I'm not going to bet it, but I can't take the Sun right now.
I reluctantly took the Aces though, so
yeah, and that worked out.
It did. So all right, 19.5 under for the game. Even if Connecticut gets to 70, but then that doesn't make sense. Yeah, you just got to bank on Connecticut not scoring again. Okay, under. You just got to bank on Connecticut not scoring again.
That's where I don't think this team can score. I really don't mind that Sun team total under. It sounds disgusting, but I think the Storm defensively can do a decent job. Then again, they were so bad against Aaliyah Boston.
67.5 is something that Stephanie White's Connecticut Sun were doing to bad teams on the team total.
I know, but they played Golden State, scored 63, played against the Aces, scored 59. I understand it.
Yeah, 59 against the Aces is really nasty.
That's a joke.
Yeah, okay.
So I guess I'm on the under for their team total. Maybe first half team total, and you back the Storm starters to do well defensively and ignore the second half entirely. That's an option potentially. But I have no faith in the Sun at all. This team's really, really bad. They might lose like 15 in a row. Like, they're at 7 right now. This could get really ugly really quickly. And it already has. But it could get worse. Let's
see here. Scott, our gal's line is back where it needs to be.
Okay.
21.5. It only took one game at 23.5 for them to bump it all the way back down to 21.5. Over Gabby Williams, PRA, 21.5. Let's see here. Is there anybody else that I dare play around with in this game? I really don't think so.
I'm really not interested. You always have to wonder if these teams sit their starters in the fourth quarter. They're supposed to be up by 20. The one thing I'll ask you, though, is that we did see Aaliyah Boston have a great game against Seattle. Was that a one-off, or do you think that Tina could have a decent game here?
They don't run enough. They don't run enough pick and roll.
Yeah.
For me to think that they're about, because that's how Ezzy was getting cooked in the pick.
It was not even close. She was wide open in all these layups.
Yeah, so like I don't think that's the type of game. Like if Sheena Charles goes and has a game, she's probably gonna be a lot of, get her the ball in the post and let her go to work.
I can get behind that.
So yeah. No, it's really just Ezzy. Like, I would love to, Skylar's been playing well, Erica's been playing well. But it could get ugly. Just give me Gabby. Just give me Gabby, and that's all I need.
Yeah, that's fine.
Old Faithful. All right, last game up. Chicago Sky on the road going to play the Golden State Valkyries. Valkyries are laying 8.5. 157 is the total. That's actually ticked up half a point. Do we have anything on the injury report for these two teams? Let's see. The Valkyries, nothing. What? Wait, hold on. That's not true, because Timefik Vile is still out for rest from coming overseas. What was she doing over there?
Is she officially out?
Yeah, she is. I saw it yesterday.
She was officially out for the Liberty game. I don't see her being listed as out for this game.
I got it here on Underdog at 9:29 last night. Timefik Vile rest ruled out for Friday. Shout out to Underdog.
All right, RotoWire's behind, so okay, fair enough. I see Cardoso's out, though, for the Sky.
Yeah, she is. She is overseas commitment. And then Carla Lette is out for the Valkyries as well with the back injury still. Well, you already know one bet you're making.
I have to take the rebounds. I said I was going to do it with Cardoso being out.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about Valkyries first half. -1.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a given, too. But Reese is still at 11.5. And you have no Cardoso there. And she's at 17 plus in 2 straight. So I got to go for Reese rebounds.
And the Valkyries actually don't have anybody that's going to challenge her on the boards.
Yep. So Reese rebounds is definitely a play I'm considering.
And you know what? That would make me concerned for my Valkyries. It really would. But the Sky's defense is horrible.
Yeah.
And the Valkyries play good ball. That's all it is. It's just good ball. Scott, ask me who's going to go off for the Valkyries tonight.
We don't know.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. They still win.
It doesn't matter. We don't know whose number is getting called.
Heat Martin 20 plus is diabolical.
You don't know. Any night, it could be anybody. 1 through 8 in the roster. Anybody could go off any night. And that was the point, Scott. That was the point of why last season I said, hey, that Valkyries team, I don't know who's on there, but they're going to be good because they're about to poach the 7th, 8th best player from a lot of rosters. And I've been trying to tell people those players are good. Those players are good. And now they're walking around feeling themselves. They got 7 wins. They got the Chicago Sky coming to town. They just lost a really good game to the defending champions where they took them to the wire. I don't think the Sky are going to be able to get a stop. I don't. It's going to be somebody else. I wouldn't be surprised if we look up at the game and there's 5 players in double figures here.
Yeah, definitely could happen.
They shoot a bunch of threes, and the Sky can't stop anything from 3. Their only edge here is going to be on the glass. And if they can continue to create, if Angel Reese can continue to create second chance points for them and give them a shot offensively to be in the game. But the Valkyries are so solid defensively, I'm not worried about this at all. Sky, I told you, there's never a point. There's no line that you could ever give to me with the Valkyries where I say, oh, yeah, I can't bet the Valkyries there. No. I'm laying 8.5 with the Valkyries against Sky here.
I think one question that I had, though, for a player prop with Reese, I was going to do the rebounds at 11.5. I can do the RA at 15.5.
Yeah.
Because the assists have been good, too. I don't know which one to take.
Both?
I guess. I could split half a unit on both. That's fine.
Yeah, I like that. But for me, it is definitely. I may have a little bit of. No, I don't really like I wouldn't ladder the assists, but the rebounds for sure.
Yeah.
Because the Valkyries play such good defense. Second in the league, last 5 games, 74.2 points per game for the Golden State Valkyries. Expansion team, second in the league right now in the last 5 games in opponent's points per game.
Yep.
So, granted, they played a game against Connecticut Sun, but still.
That counts. Not their fault. What are they supposed to do about it? Not try?
Yeah, I'm completely not sold on this Sky team doing anything here. Give me the Reese rebounds. I will ladder the rebounds. She'll have a good rebounds day. And in turn, with the offensive rebounds she gets, she'll probably sneak over double-digit points as well. But, yeah, I like a big rebound day for Angel Reese here.
Yep. Me too.
Didn't mean to jump into the prop section. Let's talk about the total real quick. Wait, are you on the Valkyries laying 8.5?
Yeah.
Great.
I prefer the first half, but yes.
157 is the total. I basically explained it. It's not really a play on the total, but it's more of a split. Give me the Valkyries team total over and the Sky team total under.
Yep. You can get behind that. This just could be a very lopsided game. Once again, the Valkyries lost their last game. No shame in losing the Liberty in a war. Like, they gave it all they had. I know the Liberty are shorthanded. They still have Brianna. They still have some other options, but I do think the first half angle for the Valkyries is a bit more appealing for me, just based on how good they've been early. The Sky have also been really bad early in games as well. You can get the first half spread for the Valkyries at 4.5, minus 115. I like that. So, Ghost, to answer your question at 3.5, sure. It's juice. I'd rather just take 4.5. I wasn't
even gonna. Yes, it's like there's no line that the Valkyries could have in the first half where I'm not gonna play it.
Yeah,
there's like nothing. I see 5. I'm laying the 5 with the Valkyries in the first half. They're gonna get it done. And it just takes an act of the gambling gods for this not to hit. And so if it ever not hits, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Bet it again the next time. All right. This Valkyries team is amazing. Player props.
I mentioned Reese rebounds already. Do you want to make a case for anybody on the Valkyries, or you don't want to bother?
That's the tough part, because it can be anybody.
I think it's a good matchup for Thornton. Her PR is at 21.5. She has gone over this in 6 of the last 7. We know that she's going to shoot some threes. We know that she, of course, has a whole lot of energy, a high motor. And I do think with the Sky being a really bad defense, no matter how you slice it, it is a good matchup for Kayla. So I don't mind KT going over the 21.5 PR.
I'm going to just continue to back good guard play against the Chicago Sky here. Looking at the past few games, you have Kelsey Plum had 20 points, Alicia Gray had 19, Ryan Howard had 22, Sammy Whitcomb 17 coming off of the bench for Phoenix. Brittany Sykes had 32, Sonia Citron had a 13 game. You've got Marina Mabry had 22 against them. Like, guard play has been their Achilles heel over the course of the entire year. They haven't been able to keep up with the guards. They've been letting them shoot crazy from 3. So maybe a Veronica Burton points and assists type of game. But For sure. I'm rolling with Tepe's over 14.5. I actually would ladder Tip up to 20. Tip is due for a 20-point game here. She's really, really due for a 20-point game. And I think it could happen here against Chicago Sky defense that's just wide open.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. That's it.
Yep.
Lock, dog, underdog. Let's see. I already took Phoenix today. I already took the Valkyries team total over today. I will make my lock. I guess I got to go back to. Let's go with the team total over for the Phoenix Mercury.
Okay.
84.5. I will take that. They've been really, really good. They're scoring close to 90 points a game last five games. And the Liberty defense is nothing to be trusted without Jocko Jones and Leona Fibic here. I think they're going to try to get up for this spot. Don't necessarily know if it's going to happen. I think it's going to be really, really ugly, and they're not going to be able to get stops. They can't win on the glass, and they don't have any option to get better on the glass. I mean, maybe they throw Naira Sabli in the lineup and see if that's able to slow things down, but, like, that's what they were doing last game, and they weren't able to get it done. So, yep, I'm going to fade the Liberty here again. Phoenix team total over 84.5. For my dog. Oy. Oy, 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 oy. I could go Tip. Do think Tip could have a pretty good game here. No, let's I might be still in a play for me here, Scott.
Okay. Wouldn't be the first time. The perks are going first.
It's not going to be last either.
The perks are going first.
Where are the Chicago Sky? I know my Valkyries. Up and down, all around. I could go for 13 at plus 140 on the dot, Scott.
Okay.
For Reese rebounds, but I love the people. So I'm going to go 14 plus rebounds, Angel Reese, plus 220. That is my dog.
All right. For my lock, I know last time we tried this with Aaliyah Boston, didn't work out, but I'll blame that on the injury to Caitlin Clark. I like the Reese rebounds default. I'll just go with the 11.5. I think that, once again, this could be a game where maybe this guy get blown out and she doesn't play the fourth quarter. So I'll go with the rebounds instead. 11.5 is about minus 112. I'll take that as – I see minus 105, actually, on DraftKings. Give me the Reese over. 11.5 rebounds, minus 105 is my lock. For my dog, give me the Wings, minus 1.5 at plus 140. I looked it up. In addition to Caitlin Clark not being available for this game, do you know how many back-to-backs the Fever have played this season?
Wait, back-to-backs?
Yeah.
Is this not their first one?
That is correct.
Oh, okay.
The point is, they've never been here before.
Oh,
we like to fade teams on back-to-backs anyway. You're shorthanded with travel, and you're missing your best player. And the Wings haven't played in a couple days. It's a great spot for Dallas. This team stinks. I'm aware of it. But I do think there's value fading a Fever offense with really no actual identity without Caitlin being there. The Wings, though, were good last game. They're at home. Good enough for me with the rest advantage. Give me the Wings minus 1.5 at plus 140 as my dog.
All right. Let's see here. Let's just put all the trends in the parlay today.
Okay, that's fine.
So you gave me the motivation to actually play the trend, even though it's the Wings. Indiana's at 85.5.
Under. That's such a high total with no Caitlin anyway.
Yeah, it really is, especially for how bad they've been on the road.
Yeah. They've gone over, what, one time? Against the Aces?
Yeah.
That was it?
Yeah. No, they didn't even go over. No,
they didn't go over against the Aces?
No, they didn't go over in the Aces game. They did not. So they have not. The one time they went over was that Storm game.
Yes, my bad.
Valkyries, minus 4.5 in the first half. And Gabby.
Okay.
Let's get Gabby 21.5 PRA. And that puts us at plus 553. There we go. Just throw all the trends into a parlay today. We'll go 3-0. Underdog.
Reese rebounds. Unless you want to switch it up with like rebounds and assists, but I think rebounds is probably the way to go.
No, just play the rebounds.
Yep.
So we got Reese rebounds, 11.5. Higher. Let's go to AT.
AT, yeah.
Oh, were you just about to say AT too?
Because I like the rebounds.
Dude, we just said no. We literally just said AT at the same time. It's because if we were in person, we would have had a jinx there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. All right. Rebounds higher, 6.5. And for the last play, Paige. Why not?
Sure, that's fine.
Oh, wait. There's not an RA option.
That's a shame.
It's only PRA, 27.5.
Do you want that? Do you want to go with something else?
Do you think Sydney Colson is going to let Paige do what she wants today?
You know what? I say we'll pivot. We'll fade Griner again. We'll go with the lower on her PR. She's been terrible lately.
Okay.
It's fine. Besides, we always like having one lower in our lineups.
Yeah. Oh, wait, Scott. Oh, never mind. No, they don't have that.
Of course they don't.
It's only 8.5 points or 5.5 rebounds, but not both.
You want the rebounds for the throwback Griner doesn't rebound fade?
No way. Does she really go under 5? That was 6.5, Scott.
I know.
Does she?
The rebounds have been okay lately for her, to be fair.
It's juice too. Oh no, let's not do it. 5, and then we never played that at 5.5.
I mean, she has scored 5 points in the last 2 games combined. You want to go with her lower 8.5?
I'd rather go Paige.
Okay, we'll go Paige then.
I would rather take the stab on Paige. So now the question is, so let's just go back to that Dallas game. We can go, all right, here's the options that I think that are reasonable of what we talked about. We can go Paige, PRA, 27.5 higher, or we could pivot and go Natasha Howard higher, 11.5 points.
There is also one very degen option, which I know you support, but it's very dangerous, which is fading Aaliyah Boston with no point guard. And
that is true. She's at 28.5 PRA.
I'm in for it. Let's do it.
That feels like a lot, Scott.
Let's do it.
All right. Yeah, that feels like a lot with no point guard. All right. Aaliyah Boston lower, 28.5 PRA. Angel Reese higher, 11.5 rebounds. Alyssa Thomas higher, 6.5 rebounds. Add that in Underdog, shake it up. You get 5.94x. $100 gets you $594 over there at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Scott, anything else for people before we get up out of here?
Not really. Once again, fun show. Looking forward to the games later. And yeah, nothing else to add.
All right. With that, he's at Reichel Radio. I'm at @reallyreal__. Make sure you give me a follow on X at SGPN NBA on X as well. Give us a follow over there. Hey, WNBA Gambling Podcast, wherever you get your podcast, make sure you head over there, Apple, Spotify, whatever it is. Just give us a 5-star rating and review real quick. Make sure you like the stream on the way out. The chat was booming today. I couldn't even – I tried to get to some of the stuff in the chat, but it was every time I looked over, it was another message. Like, you guys are really, really on it. Appreciate the community. With that, nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just going to like this. Scott, we're out of here.